Hi everyone, it's Dr. Tamu Petra Brown of Coaching by Tamu and Innovative Education and Training Solutions. And I am here with the founder of Soul to Soul, Miss Petra Vonder Newton. So yes, we are two Petras, and so you know it's going to be a fabulous time. So I'll let Petra introduce herself, her business, and her latest huge business move.
Hi everyone, good day. My name is Petra Vonder Newton and I am the founder of Soul to Soul. Soul to Soul is a nail spa where we do pedicures, manicures, and we don't just do pedicures and manicures, we specialize in pedicures and manicures. So we have different types of pedicures. So we have a deluxe pedicure, we have a paraffin pedicure, we have a hot stone pedicure, we have a reflexology pedicure. The pedicure, you name it, we have it. So we love feet. And I am also the founder of the Soul to Soul nail polish line, which was just launched maybe about 2 weeks ago. And so I have my own polish line.
So talk to us about what inspired you to have this polish line.
So the nail polish line that I have is 10 free.
So here's the 10 free, guys.
What I am a fixer. So anything that is wrong with the nail, I can fix it. I fix it. So I wanted products that were natural, products that didn't have any harmful stuff, products that when you put it on, you can get worth from it and it still looks good after numerous wears. So the polish that I have created, it's 10 free, which means there is no parabens, no toxins like toluene, formaldehyde, all those stuff that make you sick or can make you sick over time, they're not found in my polish. So it's healthy.
Excellent. Now, before we look at the polishes, I want to ask you, what inspired you to make this move?
What inspired me to make the move to create my own polish line is that so I went to school in 2005, and when I came back from school, I realized that persons who had issues with their nails, they would cover it up with a dark polish.
Oh, yeah.
But not realizing that the pigmentation from the dark polish would stay on the bed, so it actually was more harmful than helpful. And then if you cover up whatever it is that you have, then you're not seeing it. So then you're not remembering to treat it or to get it treated, because once your toes look pretty, you're moving on. But I wanted them to also have the pretty toes and healthy. So healthy was the angle which I was coming from. I wanted healthy nails. And so I needed something that even if it's on, it's helping rather than harming. Mm-hmm.
So talk to me about your journey from idea to implementation in terms of what is the type of mindset, what challenges did you have to overcome, especially in this time of COVID?
So when I got the idea for the nail polish line, I was all excited. And I was like, the first thing I saw was the colors. I was like, I wanted this color and that color and that color and that color. And I'm like, okay, so Petra, you have to go back. But if these colors is what you want, then you need to make sure that what you have is what you really want for your client. So I had to do some market research. And then I had to get persons to test it, because a pedicure from me at a professional level is not a pedicure like what you would give yourself at home. Mm-hmm. So I wanted to make sure that even though you were giving yourself a pedicure, you were polishing your nails, you got the same results as if I was doing it. So I had to get persons to test it. I had to get persons to ensure that they knocked it about to make sure that it worked. And I traveled to the US and I had an audience where I got persons to come in and get a pedicure. And try the polish on them. And then I came back here and I did the same thing here. And I actually gave it to two nail techs to try to use. And within the first use, they were like, this is good. The shine is there, the consistency is there, everything is there. So then I then had to now go back and do some more research, because from them to me to it, there is still more that you need to find out from your clients. So I had it tried on my clients. In some cases, I was very careful, and in some cases, I just, did what I think other nail techs would do to see what the results were. And each time, it didn't matter what I did, the results came back with positives. I said, okay, then this is a key part. So I went into getting the colors and all what I needed. And I said, I didn't just need a base coat. I also needed something that was healthy while you had the polish on. So I got an elixir, which had in like vitamins and all sorts of different things to help to make the nail strong and healthy.
Yes, because I know that you are committed to natural. And healthy nails, and just imbuing all of the goodness in the beauty of it all. I know that's what you're about. So let's go through the current line. Tell us the name of your line, and we'll go through the colors and what they might mean to you, if they have any special meaning.
Well, the whole line, which is the Princess of Soul. So I gave myself that name because I love feet. So my soul is SOLE. And with soul to soul, SOUL. So it's head to foot. With the sexy two inside there, right? So head to foot, and we touch you head to foot, because once we touch the feet, we can touch all the different parts of the body as well. So hence the head to foot. So in the line, it's all about the Princess of Soul, which is moi.
Yes.
So my favorite color is this one, and it's called I Vonder Why. So I play on the word. My middle name is Vonder, so I use that. I wonder why. And then we have this one, which I really like. It's called Petra is my manicurist.
And this one has some shimmer, right?
A little bit, just
a little bit of shimmer.
So in the white light, it looks like it's red, but then it comes off as maroon, or it comes off with a little silvery kind of glitter to it. Then I'll go to this one. So my previous business was New Nails Plus, and I had to give it up in order to scale. But I didn't want to lose all of New Nails Plus, so I named this color New Nails Plus. So it's a sort of tangerine-like color, and it's quite vibrant, which New Nails Plus was very vibrant, and I wanted to keep something of New Nails Plus, so I named the color after it. And then this color, it's Red Hot New Toes. So the Red Hot New Toes, because it's fiery and red and bright, and a little sassy, like Miss Petra. So I dubbed that one New Nails, Red Hot New Toes.
Red Hot New Toes.
Right. Now, I am a French girl, so I love the French pedicure. That's my go-to pedicure always. And I really wanted to bring something that would depict that. So I Love Pedicures is the name of this color, and you can do a French with it. You can just wear it on its own. It's just sexy any way you put it. So I Love Pedicures, that's another one.
Is this the one I'm wearing?
No, you're wearing Wake Up and Be Awesome.
Okay. Oh, well, yeah, very.
So Wake Up and Be Awesome. So I joined Level Up Ladies in January, and when I got my note-taking book, it said, wake up and be awesome. And I did wake up and was awesome. So I gave one of my colors.
I didn't even notice that. So if you're joining us, this is Coaching by Tamu and Dr. Tamu of Coaching by Tamu and Petra Vonder Newton of Soul to Soul. And yes, we're talking about her Princess of Soul polish line, created by a Caribbean woman, a Caribbean entrepreneur. It's 10 free of parabens, free of toluene, free of camphor, free of formaldehyde, free of all those things that can be harmful to you. And yes, Petra has been my client for a very long time, and she joined Level Up Ladies last year. We were in the midst of COVID, and she was still able to put out this line. And yes, as part of Level Up Ladies, she did get a journal marked Wake Up and Be Awesome. And now we have the color Wake Up and Be Awesome. So that's exciting.
So then we have, so I also know that children love to have nail polish, and so I catered for them in some way because they love glitter. So this is what inspired the hashtag Princess of Soul.
So little princesses
correct
can get their pedis done. There we go.
And then lights, camera, action.
Ooh. Yes, this is lights, camera, action. Yes.
Right. And what I like to do is, I'm one who believes in working hard and playing harder. So sometimes I feel guilty about playing as hard as I play, but I know all work and no play makes Petra a dull girl. So this one is guilty pleasures.
Guilty pleasures. Yes. I like this. I think I want this next pet. Yeah, I like
and it's a nice soft.
Nice almost a neutral with, but still with some glam.
With a little bit of, yes, it is. Sometimes you find that you have, what I find is that everything works when it works together.
Okay.
So sometimes you find you get a polish in this brand and a top coat in this brand and I didn't want that. I wanted a full line, a complete line. Because the only how you can know if it works is if it works together. So I also have a base coat and a top coat.
Soul to soul,
yes. And a nail elixir, which can also be used as a base coat. So you have healthy, any way you turn it. So the base is healthy, the polish is healthy, and the top coat is also healthy. So it's holistic.
Yes. So this is a huge accomplishment. And so can you talk to us about where can you purchase? How do you purchase? What can you get?
So right now we have a special for the nail techs. If you purchase all 12 colors, you get them for $250 EC. And that's a steal of a deal.
Less than 100 US.
Less than 100 US. You can get all 12 colors. We are presently working on getting refillables for the top coat and the base coat so that you can have those. But within one bottle, you can have up to 25 use. Yes. You can have up to 25 uses out of one bottle of the polish.
Right. So that's like a cost to a nail tech of, if you do a base, top, elixir, and the color, that's like $4 per polish.
Because you could interchange the base and the elixir. Depending on the condition of the nail, then you would, yes.
And so this is the package, no, for your techs.
Yes. So it has in all the colors that you get for $250 EC. And this would be a really nice gift if you have a nail tech who's your friend and you want to gift them something. That would be a really awesome gift to give them.
or just somebody who loves
Polish, that's well.
Because you have some polish junkies
yes.
out there, and it's a really good range of colors to experiment with. And maybe even if you have like teenagers, this would be this would be a nice little gift for a teen.
Or you can get it and take it to your nail tech. And if you travel, so you don't have to worry about having to touch up. If you have your own polish that your nail tech will put on, that you can touch up anytime you wish.
And so where are they contacting? And just so you know, orders have already come in.
Yes.
And Petra is shipping orders, right? Overseas, of course, locally. Where can they contact you?
You can contact me at my contact number is 663-0907, 869-663-0907. Or my email is soul to soul, that's SOUL 2 SOLE 869 @gmail.com.
Right. And of course, on Instagram, you are
at soul to soul 869.
Right.
And on Facebook, I'm soul to soul, formerly New Nails Plus.
Yes. So I think if you put in soul to soul anywhere on any social media platform, Petra will pop up. So let's talk a little bit more about business and talk about the Level Up program and, you know, how that has helped you on your journey in particular and coaching in general.
Level Up Ladies. So I was really excited to start Level Up Ladies. So we started Level Up Ladies, I think it was on the 7th of January, 2020. And just about that time, we started hearing about COVID. So we had it was an online session, and there was like 4 of us. Right. So we came from different businesses, but we knew that we wanted to move our business into the next level. And I think it was after maybe the 4th session that we had with Dr. Brown, she said to us, COVID is here. At this time, we hadn't heard anything about COVID. We were just hearing, early February. But she said, COVID is here, and you need to start putting plans in place to make sure that when COVID comes, you're still active. She said, because we're going to get shut down. I remember that. She said, because we're going to get shut down. And I'm like, shut down? She said, yes. So you need to make sure that your business is positioned so that if and when we get shut down, you still can make money. And we took her seriously. So we did all that, you know, we had a checklist and we checked, done, okay, done. COVID, we're ready. And we also saw opportunities in it, because even though we were doing products and doing all these things, especially for me, I can speak personally to that, because after the first time we got shut down and I went, I think it was to one of the supermarkets, and they sprayed my hand with the, I said, Dr. Brown, I'm gonna make an oil for that, because that you're gonna dry out your cuticles. And she was like, good. And I made my oil, started selling the oil, and started doing great. Because the alcohol dried the hands and it dried the cuticles, but then the moisturizing oil from Soul to Soul actually replenished and nourished the nails and cuticle areas. So persons were getting that while we were in lockdown. So when we got a few days out, I had my little bag delivering and dropping off. Persons were making the orders, and I was at home making oil to drop off for the next time we came out of lockdown. So the journey from Level Up Ladies, it was really good. And Dr. Sam, I want to take this opportunity to thank you for taking that interest in women. Because when women work together, we can do great things. And it's not just about pulling down anybody or, you know, let's see if I could do better than this person or that person. You make us work together in an environment where everybody else would use the opportunity to pull down.
Well, thank you. My entire, sometimes I get a lot of criticism, especially when I talk at events, and they're always like, you're so female focused. Well, I'm female focused because I'm a woman, and I know how difficult it is and how many demands and constraints there are on women because I am a woman. I'm also a mother. I'm also a single mother at this point, having been divorced. And I know that there's so much greatness within people because, I was a teacher, and so I love human capacity. I can see the greatness in people where they cannot even see it in themselves.
That's true.
And I know that just with the right guidance, the right encouragement, the tweaking, I can assist women in creating wealth. And, because why do we work as women? We work for our children. Okay? This is the truth. And even if you don't have children yet, I know that you're working for your children to come, and you're working to create a legacy. And people haven't been focused on doing that. And so it's really dear to me. So people are like, oh, you're always talking about women. You're always like, yeah, but without women, you can't have people. Right? And men have a head start. So we now want to create that kind of equality, and women just blossoming globally. So, yeah.
And it's not just about women either, because you're positioning us to become entrepreneurs, and not just entrepreneurs, successful Black women entrepreneurs. So all of that I got from Level Up Ladies. How to be unashamed of having a product and knowing that it is great and selling it and putting myself out there. And you gave me that confidence to do that.
Well, I'm excited to hear that, because when you meet Petra, you don't feel she need no more confidence.
No, man. You gave me, Dr. Bond, I would talk about my business and you'd be like, yeah, I do nails and stuff. But from the time you told us, like, be unashamed of what you do, it just spiked it up like a lot.
A millionfold. They leveled up. They leveled up. Leveled up. And Level Up 2021 will start in January as well. Spaces are very limited, like 5 spots again. Why? Because I want to work with people in a authentic way. I really put my all into the work that I do. And so, that's a real encompassing thing. And so in order to deliver the type of quality, the number always has to be small. At least that is my preference. And so if you're interested, you have to already be in business. You have to be ambitious and driven. And to work with me, you have to have a thick skin.
Let's talk about that.
So if you don't meet that criteria, then don't apply. But if so, you can go to the website. If you're on Instagram, the link is in the bio, so you can look at the curriculum and the payment plan options for your investment, or just, message me wherever you are seeing this. Now, I want to talk about another product, right? So let's talk about this.
So this is my at-home pedicab. Now, during COVID again, and everybody's saying COVID is a bad thing, but sometimes you have to look at COVID as a good thing. Sometimes. But if we all follow the rules of COVID, we'll all be fine. So wash your hands. Don't forget to wash your hands. Don't forget to sanitize. Use water where you can. But if you can't, you use alcohol. And don't forget to use your soul-to-soul cuticle oil when you finish doing all of that. So we were locked in for quite a while. And persons were like, when you're gonna start working? I have a phobia, okay? I really, for a while, it took me a while to get back to work because even before COVID, we sanitize. So at Soul to Soul, if it could not be sanitized, we gave it to you to go with. If we couldn't disinfect it, you got it, you left with it. So that was a part of the business even before COVID. So when COVID came in, it was easy for us because that was something that we were accustomed to. We use our barbicide after each service. We sanitize before you sit down. We sanitize after you got up. We sanitize your hands, we sanitize your feet before we started working on you. So that was nothing new to us. But then persons now couldn't get into the space because we had COVID. So I said, wow, this would be an opportunity for persons to be able to do their own service. It won't be as great as having me, but it's a start until you see me. Yes. So we came up with the at-home pedi kit. And in our kit, we have, we have a top coat, a base coat, and a color. So the color of your choice. They come in the kit, as well as a foot file.
Here we go.
So you get a foot file so that you can remove that excess skin and exfoliate your soles. And then we have the cuticle oil,
which you can purchase separately.
Yes. We also have a nail file and a buffer, so that you can use those as well.
Here we go.
We have some toe separators. And what I also found is that we have nail polish removers that you have to keep rubbing and rubbing just to get it off. So you get a small container with some nail polish remover in it to No, this is a foot scrub. So we have a scrub, a homemade scrub actually, homemade by me. It's a sugar scrub that you get just for after you finish rubbing with the foot file, then you put it on and exfoliate.
And it's infused with your hair and skin oil line, right? So it's infused with that.
So it has a lot of moisture in it. It's really, really healthy for you to use. And then once you would have done all of those and you rinse up and you just before you polish, we have a pair of socks that you can put your foot in and maybe wrap it with a warm towel to get that almost Petra experience. Almost soul to soul. So there's so many things in here. So I'm going to put them back just so you can see how many things, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and I don't have the remover right now, but the remover is in there, 10, and the remover would make 11, not to mention the pouch. The pouch, yes. So you can actually take this to your nail tech when you go, or you can bring it to me when you come.
Or you can put, if you're like me, this can be your little unmentionables bags in your right.
Correct.
You can use it as a pencil case. You can use it as anything, and then it's washable. Right? And all going with the natural and eco-friendly concept of being able to reuse the things that you are doing. So how much is this entire?
So the at-home kit is just $100 EC.
Great gift. And I'm gonna preempt Petra. You can have a scaled down version, right?
Yes.
Of the kit, and it includes your bag and
the polish.
The polish of your choice.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the top coat.
Top coat.
The foot file. The cuticle oil.
The cuticle. And that's, how much is that?
That would be 60 EC.
Right. Which is a steal of a deal, because just these alone, they're like what, 15?
Yes, the polishes are 25 EC each.
Right. So I want you to give some advice to budding persons in the nail tech industry. Why? Because you don't really hear a lot of people talking about nail techs, to nail techs, advising nail techs. What would you say?
To nail techs. you can only focus on who's presently in front of you. So take your time and provide the service. And while you're providing the service, educate. Educate them on why they need to come to see you, why they need to do the steps that you're doing, when what the aftercare is when they're not with you. Because the only how they can really enjoy the experience and you enjoy having them is when you have not so much of the correction to do. So if they don't look after the feet like you tell them to do when they're at home, then when they come, you spend more time on fixing it as opposed to them relaxing and enjoying the service. So educate, 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 educate. Tell them why you use what you use, how to use it when they're not with you, what they can do to make their at-home experience better so that when they come to you, they can enjoy just being pampered. Educate them.
Go ahead.
No,
go ahead. Okay. I want to talk to you about diabetes and the diabetic foot. So I am going to reveal, it's not a secret for me, but I am diabetic and I have been since maybe more than a decade now, right? And so I've always been hesitant about getting pedicures because you know that the foot is not to be played around with, that can lead to amputations, etc. If your nail tech doesn't understand how to do that pedicure on the diabetic foot. And I know, even though a lot of you are not out there saying, there are many diabetic people, men and women, and men do come for pedicures. Yes, so can you tell us some tips for how, well, some best practices of how you deal with the diabetic foot and some at-home care that we can do in between our pedicures with you?
Okay, so the first thing is to actually ask the client if there are any health issues that you need to be aware of, because that is one of the reasons why I have a one-on-one session with my clients, so that you don't get uncomfortable in speaking to me. People talk freely when it's just you and them alone. So you get the information, and once they let you know that they're diabetics, then your brain goes into a different sphere because you now have to think of the things that you need to tell them to educate them about diabetes. Things that they know, but they don't understand how that comes into play when you have a pedicure. So sanitation, you have to make sure that your stuff are clean. That is why with every client we use new stuff. So if you come 20 times you get a buffer, 20 times you get a fine, 20 times you get clean stuff. Then you can't cut their nails, you have to shape their nails because they're easy to get cut, but the cut is hard to heal. And sometimes, depending on the level of diabetes they have, they can't feel. So you also have to be careful when you pour in the water to make sure that it's not too hot. If it's too hot for you, or it even feels extra hot for you, they're not going to feel it, but then they can get scald, so you can burn them. So you have to be careful of that. Diabetics should not wear nail polish. Well, at least the other nail polish. You can wear this because this is 10-free, but they shouldn't wear nail polish because the nail then becomes porous and everything seeps into the nail, into the blood, into the bloodstream, and then that creates another set of issues.
So that's why it's important to
know what's inside or and what's not inside.
And so that's why your mind is great for that. And even if you're not out there getting your pedicures done and you're doing them at home, you want to have a line like Soul to Soul, Princess of Soul, so you know that you don't have any toxins seeping into your bloodstream.
And diabetics also need to be careful. So this is also an opportunity for nail techs to educate themselves on that so that they can reinforce it when they have that little time with the client, because then you remind them of making sure they eat on time, making sure they eat the proper things, making sure they exercise, or just to check up and make sure that they're okay. Because these clients, even though once ago they used to be the more older client, we're now finding that young people are coming down with diabetes. So it's according to their lifestyle. So if you're going to be a part of that lifestyle, you have to ensure that they do what is necessary to keep them healthy.
And that's what I really liked about Petra when I first came as like a client, because I had done pedicures before in all sorts of places in different parts of the world. Nobody has ever asked me about any health issues. Nobody. They're like, put your foot in the thing and let's get going, right? And then whenever I come, she checks the foot, she checks the sole, she checks in between. If there is anything that looks like a discoloration, she says, what is this? How did you get this? I'll, let me take a closer look. She talks and she preaches and she lectures in a nice way about how to care for the foot, the importance of the moisture. And it was because of her I began using cuticle oil. I know nothing about no cuticle oil before. I thought that was just something that happened at the salon. And so, I think that this is what helps to differentiate soul to soul. And I think that when you're comfortable, especially when you have a chronic non-communicable disease like diabetes, that your soul is unbothered when you come to touch your souls, because your literal souls are in such peril, possible peril, when you are a diabetic. And so that's really important. Now, as we wrap up, what would you say to date is your most revered accomplishment in your mind?
Meeting you. Serious. I was telling Dr. Ball today, when I met her in...
I didn't stage it.
No, she didn't. No. When I met her in 20-somebody way back there, the first session that I went to with I work Saturdays all day after work, but then you had a session on a Saturday.
Yeah.
And I was like, this one got me crazy. She could be cutting into my money. But then I said, Petra, you need to go to these sessions. So I closed the business on the Saturdays and I came to your session. And after closing on those, I realized I could shut on a Saturday and still do what I need to do, because it's not how you do what you do, is what you do.
Yeah, efficiency.
So, correct.
That's right.
So then you gave us this little flower pot, which I still have to date, with some seeds, and said to grow. And that was it. Everybody was like, but you were like, no, put structure to what you do, find the reason why you want to do what you do, and find a way to be the best at what you do. So when you said to us, swim in our lake of genius, I just said that to everybody now. Listen, I swimming in my lake of genius, so you please try to find your lake. Right now, I'm trying to find oceans. I'm swimming. Like Dory, I'm swimming and enjoying the swim, because you made that possible. You made it possible for looking out for women, ensuring that women were empowered, not just here in St. Kitts and Nevis, but worldwide. So we could rub shoulders with anybody from any country, internationally. Anyhow, we could rub shoulders and still not be ashamed. And you have done that for me. So that for me was, Dr. Brown, seriously.
Well, I'm gratified to hear that. That's the whole reason I do what I do. And so that's exciting. But there are some nuggets in what Petra has said, right? The Princess of Soul has shared some nuggets. And some of those nuggets are the ability and willingness to sacrifice in order to move to higher levels, your ability to sacrifice in order to invest monetarily. And we all know, I've been there, sometimes still there, where it's difficult to invest because of your financial situation, but that investment is going to just yield and grow and reward you. Another nugget is, yes, my saying, swim in your lake of genius, because there are a lot of things that can help to differentiate people. But some of those might be vanity metrics. So your marketing might be, second to none. Your branding might be second to none. Your packaging might be second to none. But really at the core is the product or the service. And so once people have stripped away that and engaged with your product or your service, and it's not in the genius lake, then that becomes a problem. And also the fact that though I had met you doing what you do, this is also a nugget, the openness to understand that there is more to learn. And there's never a point when one stops learning, no matter if you are at the top of your industry, there's always something else to be gleaned. And so I like working with women who are driven, who have their goals, who are open, who's like, we can co-create. I don't want to create for you. I want to co-create with you. And, you can only do that with women like you who are driven, focused, always working on improving and increasing their value to their clients. So that is why I do what I do.
Well, we thank you for doing what you do, and we really appreciate you.
Well, thank you.
We appreciate you a lot.
So before we go, let's once again recap. We're going to start, well, this is here, so we can start with the kit.
So that's our Pedi at Home kit. And it's also a really nice gift for stocking stuffers for Christmas. And with COVID too, I think it would be really nice if we start gifting local.
Yes.
Yeah.
So yes. And local can be Caribbean. So if you're from somewhere else in the Caribbean, Petra ships.
Gift it local so that persons can appreciate what it is that we have to offer.
It is so.
So we have a Pedi at Home kit, which is $100 EC, and you get all those great stuff in it that you can. And then we have you can buy our nail polishes individually, or you can do a collective steal of a deal. So individually they're $25, and collectively you get the 12 for $250 EC,
which include the 12,
the 9 shades.
Includes,
the set includes 9 shades, the top coat, the base coat, and the nail elixir.
All right. And so you can find Miss Petra Vonder Newton on Instagram, Soul to Soul 869. You can find on Facebook. You can Google her. Tell them your phone number again.
So you can contact me. That's 869-663-0907.
Great. Email.
My email is soul to soul. That's SOUL number 2 SOLE 869, because I'm Kittitian and proud, 869@gmail.com.
Excellent. And you can find Dr. Tamu at tamucoaching.com, Instagram coaching by Tamu, or just Google Tamu Petra Brown. So thank you for sitting with me, Petra.
Thanks for having me, Doc.
And I'll see you next time.
Take care.